Hey everybody, it's PartyElite. Welcome you back to our Disco Elysium live streamed Let's Play after an episode where the number 13 and all of its superstitious associations, just really proved themselves, didn't they? My goodness. My goodness. Folks, just pray or whatever the equivalent might be for yourself personally to the internet gods so they don't die on me today. Last week was wild, and I apologize for the stream cutting off so very randomly. Fortunately, I noticed what was going on within a couple of minutes of my internet dying last week, but it didn't come back until way into the night. I'm glad I didn't do that thing where I was just like, oh, just hang in there, folks, I'll be right back. It was a gut feeling that it was something worse than the usual, the internet dropped for a moment. No, it did not come back until well into the night last week Friday. I forget exactly when, but it was past dinner time. I remember that because it was like, oh, there's no internet. It's dinner time. It's been the whole day. Absolute madness. Hopefully that's not going to repeat itself today. Hopefully we have a nice full stream of Disco Elysium this week, because it's been a long time since I've been able to just sit down and just enjoy this game between the last 2 weeks, right? The one thing I will say is next week, Friday, there may or may not be a stream. I'm not 100% sure just yet. Next week, Sunday, so not this Sunday, but next week, Sunday, is the big day. And so in preparation to that, everything is currently in line. All the ducks are in order. There's still a few more things to do, but I'm pretty sure that'll all get done well ahead of time. There's no tension or panicking. But in case something goes sideways or there's an emergency or anything like that, I might need to be all hands basically on just wedding-related stuff. So next week, Friday, if that happens, big if that happens, we might not have a stream next week, Friday. But chances are we should be fine, and Disco Elysium will be back next week as well. But I wanted to give that heads up, and obviously I'll make it, if there is a cancellation, I'll make it official on Twitter and in the Discord. Both of those are linked in the description down below. But if you don't hear anything like that, that means the stream is a go. Next week we'll also have Crusader Kings back on Monday too. Again, this week earlier, couldn't do the Crusader Kings stream, unfortunately. But for very good reason. Got to go pick my parents up from the airport and stuff. Haven't seen them in around 8 years, so that was a lot of fun. But next week we will be back with Crusader Kings 3, and if all goes smoothly, as it should, Disco Elysium will be back on Friday as well. Just wanted to mention that right at the beginning, and I'll mention it again at some point in the middle and the end of the stream for those of you that aren't here right now. And for those of you that are here right now, a warm welcome to each and every one of you. Six Sex Lord, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, Mr. Everard. Well, he has helped me find my internet connection. I don't know what I owe him now, though. That's the unfortunate part. I feel like the menu music is maybe a little too loud. Hopefully you were able to hear my my heads up over the menu music, but it's so loud compared to every other voice in the game. It throws me off. Sorry. Agist Yameta, how's it going? Sean Scheitel, how goes? The Grimner is helping gun Mr. Oh, Jesus. Felt like I was having a stroke as I was reading that. Must have been difficult to even construct that. Seamus, how goes, buddy? Happy Friday indeed. Wickle's here, but on hold on the phone. Oh my, whatever it is. I hope it's not been an hour on hold. God, I hate. What's the hold music? I hate terrible hold music. Using top 40s has become a thing. Top 40 chart hits for hold music has become a thing. And I swear to God, it makes me so tired of whatever track is the in track that year. God, I hope you're not dealing with that. I'm fine with jazz or something, something a bit more loose and easy. But you can't loop a 4-minute pop track if you're going to put me on hold for 40 minutes. I can't hear the same track identifiably 10 times. Anyway, sorry, I'm gonna end that ramble because I'm thinking about my internet service provider, because that's who it happens with most often. They really like to use top 40s pop music a lot. Jazzy B, how's it going, buddy? Glad you can make it. Elena Kelly, how's it going? Ren, good day to you as well, and thank you very much. The wedding banner, Seamus, indeed. Man, it's really exciting. I can't express how excited I am. It's really exciting. Thank you, Seamus, and Wickles as well, and of course Ren too. Thank you all, really. I've seen the messages coming through on my YouTube community post. I have to look through them all and respond to them all. This week has just been madness, so I haven't been able to catch up with everything, but I will. I guarantee you I will. Typical timing that you're getting married just as we get the Manor Lords demo. Dude, trust me, I was thinking the exact same thing. That is my luck. That is just my luck. That the most like the biggest things always happen around days where I'm like preordained to be otherwise preoccupied. Like that is my life. That is the story of my life, dude. So I'm like 0% surprised. I'm gonna try and do something though. I'll see what I can do. It might be a little later than everybody else, but I'm not gonna not cover Manor Lords, obviously, when we have the demo on hand, right? What better game to play just before getting married? Disco Elysium, yeah. Make me think about the dystopia, so I can feel the euphoria and utopia of getting married. I guess so. This game is all about restoring faith in love and humanity. Wow, put that on the back of the box, eh? Dudoc22, how's it going, buddy? How's it going? The Grimner had a stroke while writing it. Yeah, I bet. AK Laser, how's it going? YouTube notifications are always disappointing. That's why I share all these updates and stuff and announcements of streams going live on Twitter and on Discord. And that's why I say, hey, you know, if you don't want to miss those, then I highly recommend either following me on Twitter or joining the Discord. Links again in the description down below, or ! social should bring them up in chat, but they won't because I'm so thrown off and I'm so rattled that I completely forgot to activate PartyBot. So give me a second here, folks. My apologies. And as soon as I do that, which I have now done, cool, which means ! social will now bring up those links in chat. Is there anything else I've forgotten to turn on? No, everything else is in place. You guys can hear me, right? You guys can see the screen. I've not like kept myself on mute or left the screen off or anything like that. Looks like everything's working. My goodness. What a week, folks. What a week. With that said, thank you, Jazzy. There are the links in chat for you. With all that said, though, let's go ahead and dive on in. I'll give you a quick recap as to what you may have missed because of the latency between the internet dropping and me realizing it dropped. It's not too much, though. It was literally like maybe a couple minutes worth of stuff. And I mean that quite literally like 2 minutes worth of stuff. So it's not too much. We hear you and got good picture. All right, excellent. Excellent. And I actually have to adjust the volume to make sure y'all can hear all the voice acting. I don't know why there's such a disparity. I feel like I'm watching a Hollywood movie where like all the sound effects and music are super loud, but then every time the characters are having a plot essential conversation, it's like, hey, yeah, this is a plot essential conversation. And you might not be able to hear me, but it's very important, so make sure you turn your volume up. But don't do that. Because then I gotta crank the volume up. And then you start with the action again. Elena Kelly coming through with a super chat right off the bat over here. Proud of you and the channel and excited for you and your future Mrs. Elite. Well wishes to you both. This community has been important to me. Started watching almost 3 years ago. Thankful for it. Thank you so much, Elena. The kind words. Oh, that's immense. Thank you so very much. It's been a joy having you a part of the community and having you just at the streams and everything. One of the reasons I love streaming so much is because I feel like I get to like hang out, and it's been so much fun, and I'm so thankful for those very kind words, and of course the super chat and the support you've been giving, you know, constantly for so many months now as well. So thank you so very much. And sorry, just reading Mrs. Elite there, whoa, just made it so much more real. Because a lot of the time we go like, oh yeah, Mrs. Elite, how's Mrs. Elite doing? And I go, well, Miss Elite, she'll be Mrs. soon enough. But seeing it there, Elena was just like, oh, dude, it is in a week and 2 days that it is officially Mrs. Elite. It's wild. It's wild. Beautiful to see the banners and the E's go up as well. But thank you so much, Elena, for the support, like I was saying, for the super chat. You've heard me say it countless times, I'm sure. It makes such a big difference in making all this possible. So thank you so very much. Oh man. Oh god, I am absolutely giddy about getting married, folks. Not even gonna, like, there's no other way to put it. I cannot wait. All right, so got to normalize audio levels on your PC. No, it's not on mine. It's the game, right? I'm pulling the game audio directly. So when the game audio goes up or down or whatever, then I have to adjust for it. I don't have like a. I mean, I suppose I don't think OBS allows you to normalize, like to combine tracks, normalize, and send it out, because I have everything coming in as separate tracks. Anyways, not gonna get into the technical conversation. Let's get into this, right? And Thomas Matson, thank you very much for subscribing as well. Hope you're enjoying the show, buddy. Again, if you are, you know what to do. Let me know down below. Hit that like button. But let's get into it, shall we? taking a look at the chat real quick there. Unfortunately, I don't, not that I know of Jazzy. I don't think she is in line to inherit a duchy, but I will check. All right, so what you guys missed at the end of last session was me making it across this this canal, right? I believe the internet died after we started walking across. We came across, we came over here. I spent, as I do, I spent like a whole minute contemplating if I go left or right. Just talking to myself. Decided to go left to follow these tracks because those are the tracks left behind by the daredevil, right? By the guy who actually jumped and broke the sign and all that good stuff. So I decided to go left and maybe try and find some closure on that front first. And then I came all the way down over here. Oh, right. There was some stuff to pick up over here. There was some real that were picked up over here and stuff. So you can see I've got a bit more money now. Still not enough to pay rent, or not rent. What's it called? Board, I guess, right? It's not rent. It's hotel fees, well, motel fees, whatever. Board. I think that's the word. Anyway, so we picked some of that stuff up. Kept making our way over. There was one item I picked up over here which was like in the water. And I can't remember for the life of me now what it was. It might still be in my inventory if I go ahead and check under what? Under items. Yes, there you go. Cool. It was the banged up fuel canister. And that's exactly when I noticed that my internet had died, which is why I didn't even check what it was. So I'd have that notification as a reminder to check. God, past PartyElite was thinking for future PartyElite. I love when he does that. It's not often, but when he does, it's real helpful. Banged up fuel canister. A dented stainless steel canister for transporting and storing heavy fuel oil. A logo on its side has been partially stripped over years of use. The government issued red-dyed fuel oil inside. Looks like paint, though it smells much, much worse. I'm not sure if that's like a reference to, like, why is it red-dyed? Is that like a reference to something? I don't know, but it's worth 11 real. So if we don't find a use for it in the relatively near future, we have something we can sell to make our hotel bill. Yeah, that's the word. Thank you, Achilles. A hotel bill. Isn't there like a generic term for it? I feel like there's a generic word for it as well. Thomas Bambus, how's it going, buddy? How is Saturday looking? What's the forecast? Are you I gotta ask, Thomas, you a big fan of cricket perchance? Or no? I gotta ask. Don't worry, there's context. There's context there. Seamus, they do insanely good work. Didn't mean to come across as... Oh, sorry, what did I miss there, Seamus? Oh, are we talking about like my mention of the audio level thing? Look, I mean, my statement there was a very broad statement. Maybe I should have qualified it perhaps. Look, the first thing to go in a lot of things when budget is lower is... Okay, that's a horrible setup. I don't think the audio work in Disco Elysium is even remotely bad. Not at all, 0%. That is not my opinion. I think it's beautiful music. I think it's beautiful voice acting. It's great stuff. Like 9 out of 10, because I never give 10 out of 10s, because I believe that means perfection, and perfection is impossible. So it's all great. The only criticism I have is that the menu volume is really high, and everything else is really low. Which I don't know, because I'm not a developer, right? I don't think that's the hardest thing to adjust. But obviously, I'm the only one. I'm in the minority. Maybe I'm one of the only people who feels that way about the audio levels and stuff like that, which is why it wasn't deemed a big enough thing to fix, because I assume it's a pretty easy fix. It's not the end of the world. It's just something funny for me. And again, it's my streamer brain talking, right? Like as a regular, if I was just playing the game as a regular, player, I probably wouldn't even have noticed it. But because I have to adjust the volume so that y'all can hear me over the menu music, and then y'all can hear the conversations more clearly afterwards, that's why I notice it. That's the only thing. So I didn't mean to come across as like critical of like, oh, how dare they? No, not at all. It's not even a ding. It's not even a ding. It's just something I notice. That's all it is. All right, I should have been clear. That's on me. No, Thomas. All right, fair enough. Because there's a series going on right now that I've been following religiously, so I was just curious, because very few people I get to talk to that about in general, really. Red fuel is used to mark so it's not sold to the public. Oh, is that like something that's done in the real world as well, or is it like context of this universe? Because I've never heard that. If you buy industrial diesel, you're not meant to use it for your private car because it's not taxed the same. So for the real world, okay. so people won't use it to fuel their car. That is interesting. So industrial diesel has died, so people don't use it to fuel their cars because of, I guess, tax avoidance reasons. That is very interesting. I did not know this was a thing at all. Thank you for educating me there. 6X Lord. I'm sorry to hear about past Ben. We do have a few things highlighted, but I feel like some of these things, like this is a postcard we picked up a while ago, right? The sunlight has made this postcard almost completely sepia-toned. Midtown traffic passes. Overhead, the ghosts of skyscrapers disappear into a beige midday mist, vapor rising from the delta on which the district was built. The postcard is prepaid. And we've got this shot put ball. Wow, that's not English. Shot put ball, a ball used for playing shot put, a favorite pastime of elderly gentlemen. You feel like you should hold on to this and make good use of it. To sell such beautiful old school sports equipment would be a sin. We picked this up a while ago as well, and I feel like this is going to be used as a weapon at some point. It's gotta be, right? It's a shot put ball. It's gotta be. We have this postcard as well, Le Jardin 21. Oh, what was this one called? La Delta, right? This is Le Jardin. This laminated postcard offers a glimpse across the river a little more than a decade after the war. The eastern bank is already fully renovated. I guess that's just a remark on the difference in like the wealth disparity, I suppose, between the eastern bank and not. The hillsides are lush with gardens and residences. Someone's parked a small beige airship by the fountain. This postcard will sell for a pretty penny. It's 34 real. Literally a couple pretty pennies. And then we have Boogie Street 46 postcard as well. This crumpled up postcard depicts an open-air market in Boogie Street 5 years ago, or approximately 5 years ago. A vendor smiles as dead roosters line his stalls, hung by their feet from canopy. Red blood flows onto the muddy street. Blurry shadows of people pass. See, another small thing is like, that's supposed to be an M dash, which is why they did the double dash, which is the common signifier for the M dash. But there is a different glyph you can use, which is just the M dash. Little things like that, like the menu music. Little things like this just stands out. They're not criticisms, they're just remarks. There we go, that's what I was looking for. I'm just remarking. And we got the intersolary dress shirt. When did we get this, actually? Pressed and spotless, gleaming white shirt, the kind that serious men wear. At serious interesolary offices. Not yet piss-soaked or cum-stained. What the... I made that joke. I made that joke last time when we found these pants, the regular black jeans, and they didn't have... Oh, no. What does that say about me? I don't know. But I'd not read this. That's why it was highlighted. And I made that joke about these jeans when they didn't have any stains on them. That's pretty funny. I'm glad I'm not that far off from the sense of humor of the game's developers. And then we have the flip-up glasses, the Auditor. I bought this, didn't I? Why did I buy these? God. These flip-up sunglasses were fashionable in the old, but have since lost their popularity. Their thin gold alloy wire frames are a reminder of drug-addled bohemian artists. These days, the glasses are only favored by organized crime accountants who desire to look cool. +1 logic, -1 authority. Filthy boho, probably a narcomaniac. Oh, I love it. I do need to read these again. AK Laser, I'm saying it. Party wrote this game and forgot about it after a night of binge drinking. I wouldn't take credit away from the actual genius behind this game like that, but you know what? Who knows? Maybe. Starting to feel like it sometimes, right? Here, government vehicles and public transport use red diesel so people don't siphon it off. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. Party, you can dislike something about the game. We won't kill you, not so near your wedding. Yeah, not near my wedding, but at my wedding. Listen, I watch enough TV to know to know how a plot plays out. Seamus, right with you there. I was also just clarifying a statement to similar. Yes, exactly. Dude, exactly the same. It's like, whoa, I didn't mean that. Here's 3 minutes of me explaining what I actually meant. All right, I think we're good. They're pennies, but they'll be pretty. Yeah, exactly. You picked the shirt up from the Weasel's flat. The shirt was from the Weasel's flat, eh? I know the jeans were from Kuno's dad's flat. But yeah, I guess the shirt was that old. Yeah, so a lot of that stuff is a lot older than just last session. Anyway, so we came here. I picked up that the fuel canister, and then we've come across the crash site of that vehicle, and it really does look like a horrible. Wow. I don't know if Buddy survived. I feel like the front of the vehicle is definitely underwater. He might have drowned. We'll see. Well, there are a lot of footprints. This is my current investigation, though. Right. I was about to click on this when I realized my internet had died, so without further ado, let's click on this and see where this takes us, shall we?
A banged-up motor carriage lies half submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the Insulindian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible.
Alright, before we get into it, Paper Will, one of these days I need to figure out what this game is about. I keep hearing the name Disco Elysium. So this is my first time playing this game myself. I'd heard so much about it, only good things, and I'd always wanted to check it out because I love these kinds of games. And this is my first time playing it. It is absolutely one of my favorite CRPGs that I've played in all my life. You play as a sort of washed-up cop who just wakes up after a horrible night of activities, let's call it. You have no idea what's going on. You have no idea who you are, but you're responsible for a case that involves a dead body. I'm trying to say it as generically as possible to avoid revealing more than I absolutely have to. So you go around in this a fictional world. I was going to say fantasy, but it's not fantasy. In this fictional world, learning about the world, learning about yourself, and trying to solve this case while interacting with some of the most wonderfully written, not just people, but objects and items. One of the most fascinating aspects about the game is how it does leveling up and all your skills. It's not like your traditional agility or like dex, strength, all that kind of stuff. It's not your traditional stuff. Instead, you are leveling up various aspects of your, let's call it psyche or physicality, and you actually engage in conversations with them. Having a skill that's too high can actually work against you. For example, if you're very good at knowing when you should flee from a terrifying situation, you might flee from everything, including your own shadow. If your authority, your sense of authority from being a cop is too high, then you will get into conversations where you will be confrontational because you think you have the right to be confrontational. So beautiful leveling up system, just fantastic all around, well voice acted, beautiful visuals. I could go on for a long time, but if you haven't checked it out yet, which you said you haven't, I can highly recommend it. It'll almost definitely go on sale during the Steam fall sales and winter sales. So, if you're not in a rush to pick it up, then maybe wait for one of those. But it is such a good game. I'm so glad I'm playing it. I can't believe I waited 2-3 years now since its release. It's great stuff. It's great stuff. But it is it's an isometric third-person CRPG, which is heavily text-based with a lot of branching paths and interesting kind of interactions and stuff. It is very kick-ass. It is very kick-ass. I'm having so much fun with this game. And what's great is that so many folks in chat, many of you have said that you've played this game 2 or 3 times, and this playthrough is the first time you've seen something I've done, or I've pulled something off that you didn't even know was an option. There are so many ways to slice this cake, which makes it even cooler, because then you can just replay it so many times. Having an absolute blast. All right, let's continue our investigation over here. Sorry for the interruption. I saw the question come up, and I was like, oh, I gotta give some context, and if I can help spread the love and joy of Disco Elysium a bit further, then I take it to be my duty. All right, let's check this out.
It must be cold and lonely down there in the icy water.
I really hope the guy's not dead.
The seawater has already started to corrode the metalworks. Remember the tire tracks in Martinez? This is where they were leading.
So this is where all the tracks were leading to.
It appears to be so.
The lieutenant has a peculiar look in his eyes as he inspects the wreckage. Well, let's investigate. I'm not gonna leave this be.
I agree. We should definitely investigate.
I'm actually surprised he's on board, because I thought he's like, bro, we're here for a very different case.
You get a sudden sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark, cold water. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up in the sea.
I get the feeling that I have Inland Empire is warning me that I'm about to come across a dead body over here. So I can run my hand over the cold metal. What does it make of this MC? Can I see a logo? How long has it been here? Well. Looks like Jacob Iru's journey came to an abrupt end here. What should we do? What is the make of this MC? Can I see a logo?
The logo is too deep in the murky water. You can't make it out, but you do see a monkfish float by. Fair
enough. Let's run our hand over the cold metal, see if it tells us anything, if it speaks to us in any way. Oh, Thomas, you just picked it up as well? Have you started playing it yet, or not yet? You're surprised this driver crashed early, Ren? That's what I was expecting. I'm surprised he crashed so late into his journey. All right, let's run our hand over the cold metal.
The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of specialists.
I feel like the door did not open.
A single day in the salty seawater would ruin most vehicles, but this one looks worn even in places the salt water hasn't touched it.
How long has it been here?
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
The estimate is correct. The incident probably occurred on Sunday evening.
Visual calculus remains one of my favorite skills. Even when it doesn't do the whole like diagram stuff, visual calculus is just kind of cool. It feels very detective-y. It feels very like, I don't know, Benedict Cumberbatch, Sherlock Holmes, except better. Alright, what should we do? I feel... It feels so wrong to talk about someone's potential death like this. But you know what? What do I care, right? I'm a superstar. Death is nothing to me. Goodness. Well. Looks like Jacob Iru's journey came to an abrupt end here. And that's the thing about being a daredevil. That's the thing about being a rock star. You know, you never know when that life catches up with you, right?
Your mocking tone finds no response, but the motion of the waves.
Damn. Right, I should have thought about my audience there. Did you say something, Lieutenant? Try to make up for my faux pas, foot in mouth situation. Did you say something, Lieutenant? No, he did not. Yes, rub your chin. Crazy recklessness. Yet another case of the engine displacement triumphing over the driver's IQ or enough gloating. This is serious. I am trying to be friendly with Kim. I've given him enough shit over the course of the last couple of days. I am trying to make a better relationship with him because I've dragged him into so many terrible circumstances. As my partner, I feel like I got to give him some positive reasons to have positive opinions at times. So enough gloating. This is serious.
Yes, quite.
The lieutenant seems to be inspecting you more closely than the motor carriage. I promise you I'm not a sociopath. Well, what should we do?
Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside.
I don't want to wait.
Great idea. Then we can get the things inside. The joyrider must have left something good inside. Guns, papers, maybe a cool jacket. A joyrider jacket. A joyrider jacket. You feel a strange connection to this joyrider. Maybe he's from some kind of joyriders district and likes blue and white racing livery, like a cop would.
This is an interesting take from Esprit de Corps. How long will it take for the low tide to come in? It might be a couple days before we come back then, I guess. Yeah, we'll probably find booze in there. And if not booze, then empty bottles, right? Wickles calling me out there. That's exactly what a sociopath would promise. I promise I'm not a sociopath. Yeah, a little bit, isn't it? A little bit. Yeah, when a joke doesn't land and you try to keep it going regardless. I learned early in my life to know when to cut your losses and go, all right, that joke didn't land. Pretend you never said it.
I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
Oh, that's not bad. Okay, cool. Sit on the swing and wait for the tide to recede. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I thought we'd have to come back. All right, fair enough. We go from 11:20 to...
As you sit down in the old rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent.
I see. We're waiting. Okay, I thought we were done waiting, and we only moved up 15 minutes. This is fine. I didn't even notice the swing set.
The hinges creak under your weight, dangerously so.
I know that feeling.
Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea.
Hold on, it looks very blue. Point to the sunken vehicle. Or wait in silence, or whistle a tune. Pretty high chance of success over here. Again, Paper will, and to anybody else who's not familiar with it, there are two kinds of checks in this game. There are three kinds, I should say. There are like background checks that are happening consistently, and you can see when you succeed, and sometimes you'll see when you fail as well, and sometimes you won't know they've happened at all, but there are background checks happening based on your skills. Then there are red checks like this one, which you only get one chance to do, and then there are white checks, which we don't have on screen right now, but those are checks that you can do, and then if you fail them, you can come back to try them again when you've increased your skill that has been checked against. But for now, I want to try and whistle a tune. How bad could it be, right? So I have not failed a single roll for 2 weeks in a row now. Last week, Friday, granted it was a shorter stream, I did not fail a single roll. The week before that, Friday, I did not fail a single roll, and we had some really tough ones too. I really want to see if we can keep that streak alive. Starting with an 83% chance of success is not a bad one, but I really want to see how far we can go with that. Let's try and whistle a tune.
The tune on your lips forms a strange yet undeniably beautiful contrast with the surrounding bleakness.
I was so ready to fail that one. I was so ready.
The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. Then, still looking straight ahead, he joins you with a higher pitched and slightly more melodic trill.
Nice. See? Yeah, bonding. Bonding.
Two birds on a wire, whistling by the seaside, looking at the water and the sunken car.
Love the composition of this scene as well. It's just so beautiful. There's so many just...
The wind blows. In the distance, behind the church, some vagrants are having an argument over a bag of tear they found in the reeds. Further away, a flock of seagulls lands.
Actually, the mention of the church reminds me. Josh, no, you did not miss. You did not miss the church. I only just crossed the canal, like literally just. Yeah, so I haven't seen anything yet on this side of the canal.
The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
Man, every time I present a topic for discussion, it's just an opportunity to completely just make myself look like a disappointment. So was your dad also, you know, point to your eyes? Gee, wait, what? Oh, dude. You for real? Does that mean what I think it means? Or am I reading the darkest possible variant of what this could mean? The tide shore is taking its sweet time. Or would you rather sit on an anthill for an hour or stand in a river of leeches? Ah, right. Let's play Would You Rather. Time to put your foot in your mouth. Exactly. Exactly, right? Oh, man. All right. Would you rather sit on an anthill for an hour or stand in a river of leeches? Oh, AK Laser, very well put. That option is not talking about the glasses. Yeah, didn't think so. My goodness.
Well, historically, leeches have been used to prevent and even cure many ailments.
All right.
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
Really curious what impact these little snippets are having. If you have to side with either the strikers or the shipping company, who would you choose? Oh, that's actually a serious question. Do you think I will ever find my gun? Look, Mr. Evrard is helping me find my gun. Of course I'll find it. Or, man, this is taking a long time. I'm not going to complain. I'm on the job. I get to sit on a swing set. Like, what's there to complain about? I feel like asking him one would give us a bit more insight into where his mind is at in terms of the situation. Now you think I should go with two? Does that sound? It sounds suitably self-centered for somebody who thinks of himself as a superstar. You think I'll ever find my gun? If you have to side with either the strikers or the shipping company, who would you choose? You know what? Yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I should ask about my gun. Maybe I should see what he thinks about my chances as opposed to where he stands in this socio-political economic situation. Oh, I wish you could ask them all, you know? These are the times in the game where I'm like, maybe I should have quick save so I could come back and ask the other one. Do you think I'll ever find my gun?
God, I hope so.
Damn it. I was hoping for something a bit more reassuring than that. I've been thinking, if I put enough time into eating right and exercising, I could turn myself into a living weapon. And then I wouldn't even need a gun. Oh, God. Or I could say, I don't think I'm ever going to find my gun. Look around. The world is so big and my gun is so small. I'm not going to be so melancholic. Nah, baby. Like I said, I'm a superstar. I've been thinking, if I put enough time into eating right and exercising, I could turn myself into a living weapon. Then I wouldn't even need a gun. Jesus. Absolutely worth it.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Yeah, it's actually lowering. Squint your eyes and say, is that a number on the side, or can you make out the mark now? Let's see what he can make out first.
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't. It's a Capri, Model 40.
That's my car, isn't it? That's my car, isn't it?
Yes. Why haven't you?
I thought I recognized it. I wanted to...
It is a simple and rugged machine, favored by working men, government offices, firefighters, animal control people. You know, those kinds of people.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be me. It's not like specifically police. All right, fair enough. Squint your eyes and say, is that a number on the side?
Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for?
Oh my god, this is my car, isn't it? Oh no. Oh no. Was it stolen or did I do this?
Does he know something about that speed racer?
This is my gun. Oh, this is my gun. This is my car. Sorry, I was reading chat saying, let's see if your gun's in there. Mr. Everard is helping me become a gun. Ain't that? Yeah, that would be a fun side adventure. My spin kick is pretty good. I am a living weapon. I cannot believe this. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Yeah, maybe we go to oh god no. I feel like that's the most natural response. This is definitely my vehicle. God damn it. Alright, what are our options here? The 41 is his rank in the underground street racing hierarchy. Rub my chin. Small fish, this one. Love it. 41, huh? The street racer is quite the ladies' man. I don't... Is that implying 41 is a body count? Or is that a reference that I just don't know? Is that a code word that the kids these days use and I just don't know? This must be Tommy 41, the morning host of FM 41. Looks like the factory made a mistake and accidentally called this one Capri 41. Stupid factory. I hate guessing. District something? A precinct? Something municipal? Rub your temples. You're getting a horrible headache. No. We're going to go with my... It doesn't seem superstar. No, you don't think waking up to realize all the horrible mistakes you've made is something that happens to superstars every once in a while, and then they have their what's it called? Their moment of clarity, right? Kim is very patient. He is an absolute saint. Letting me work it out myself. I'm gonna say, oh god no, because I feel like it's a most like natural. It's like an instinctive response, you know, as opposed to like I took the time to go, oh man, time to play stupid or actually be stupid. I feel like I have realized what this is. I don't think I'm so stupid that I wouldn't have realized what it is. And the only option here that reflects that we've realized what it is oh god no. So I'm gonna stick with that. I think that makes sense. Oh god no.
I'm sorry, Harry. I'm so sorry.
My car.
41. Precinct 41. A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you.
Yeah, and that's a great way to put it. Like, a superstar doesn't have to be delusional all the time. Yeah, all those other options were really out there. It's like, I don't act like, why would I believe that 41 is his rank in the underground street racing circuit, right? Like, they're very imaginative, and maybe because I'm a high concept character, maybe some of them make sense. But even a superstar is able to realize the consequences of their actions. You know what I mean? And I think this is the first time he's used my name. Yeah, I think this is the first time he's used my name. And this guy cares a lot about cars, so this probably hurts him more than it hurts me. It hurts my ego a lot, though, for sure.
No. Just no. Say no to this, Harry.
Oh my god, it's mine? I drove my car to the sea. I'm not going to have a meltdown yet. I'm going to start with a subtle no. No.
Yes, your car is in the sea. Face it, so we can start dealing with this.
No, it's the street racer. No, I mean, seriously, it's just a coincidence. Alright, again, like I said, I don't have to be delusional. And you know what? The alcohol has worn off as well. I was keeping an eye on the little icon down over here. We were still under the effects of the alcohol right until this sequence. So, oh my god, it's mine. I drove my car to the sea.
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea right here.
God damn, man. Why didn't the whistling happen after we took the hit to morale? But it's a pretty baller move, at least, right? There's that. Maybe I was in pursuit of someone. How do we get it out? I can still fix it. I want it to be Jacob Iru, not me. They're not going to take me back after this, are they? The badge, the gun, and now this. Things were going so well. We were just whistling merrily. Well, at least I can see what's in there now and conclude it. No, maybe I was in pursuit of someone. That's not a question, that's a statement. Yeah, maybe I was in pursuit of someone.
Of whom? I don't think so. If anything, you were probably drunk.
Me? Drunk? Nah, no, no, no. I don't, nah. I don't get drunk. I just get hangovers. How do we get it out?
Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point.
So it's just gonna be there like that?
I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvageable, but overall, this machine is a write-off.
Nah, I can still fix it.
That is very unlikely. All the electrics are toast. That goes for the electromagnetic steering and brake systems as well.
I'm a genius, though.
You'd be lucky to find one undamaged component in there. In a few months, there will be nothing but rust left of this vehicle. It'll be cheaper to buy a new one. Well, not cheaper. This motor carriage costs 40,000 real. But in the long run, it still makes more sense to buy a new machine than try to refurbish this.
Holy. I couldn't even pay a hostel bill. This is a disaster. Just lose my mind. People are going to be angry at me, aren't they, in Precinct 41? Do I care about their judgment of me, or do I care about my own judgment of myself? I think I care about my own judgment of myself. This is a disaster.
Let's face it, this is a substantial loss to your district's budget. I mean, my station only has 4 other vehicles in addition to my kinema.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I'm not going to hear the end of this. I'm a terrible cop. I'm actually a good cop. Our record is great. We just make terrible decisions from time to time.
This was 20% of the station's vehicular budget.
Jesus, I did not do the math there until I... Right, only has 4 others in addition to his kinema. That's 5 vehicles, so yeah, 20%. Yikes. Things were going so well. We were just whistling merrily.
You can still whistle. Besides, the night is always darkest before the dawn.
Yeah, Kim, that's something people say to people who are going through like the worst shit. This is terrible. The badge, the gun, and now this.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything.
Oh man, that hurts. That hurts more than anything he could have said.
There is also a 4th thing you've
What
lost.
the hell? What did I lose? My sanity? A 4th thing?
More precious than the gun, the badge, and the motor carriage combined. Lost forever into the deepest of seas.
My sense of self? My dignity, perhaps? Maybe? Good cop, terrible person. Yeah. That sounds like the subtitle. Like if they ever make Disco Elysium into like a TV series or a movie or whatever. Disco Elysium, good cop, terrible person. God, this is an unfortunate revelation. Even last stream I was like, oh, that car just looks like Kim's car. I didn't think far enough ahead that it was, yeah, yikes. Ah, boy. Well, at least I can see what's in there now.
Yes, let's go take a look.
Find the traffic hooligan. What a misdirect. What a misdirect. Man. That's a really good revelation. I like that a lot, actually. That was a fun revelation. They did it very well as well. I want to see what this thought is here. The ice just off the coast crackles, shifting. Very well. All right, let's see what's in here. I got it. Oh, me. I have my thing. I have my badge. And a commander's jacket. Oh, hello. Esprit de corps and visual calculus goes up. Yes, I will take all. Thank you very much. I can't believe it. I actually got one of my things that I needed. I actually got my badge. Is that not one of my tasks? Did that not get a check mark? Where is my track down your badge? Was that on my badge? I thought that was my badge. Or was it just my ID? No, it isn't. Oh, no, that's not my badge. God damn it. Got so excited over nothing. I'm a real policeman now. I don't real police boy. Is that my badge? I guess I have to, yeah, inspect it. Thick blue piece of acrylic covering a thin leaf of paper with the officer's name and rank on it. That's my badge. Next to the writing, you see a man stare back at you. A younger version of you, already disintegrating inside, but still presentable on the outside. Jesus Christ, that is dark.
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
There it is. I found my badge.
At least something good came out of all this.
Listen, Kim, need some positivity right now. Study the badge.
Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and in the lower right corner, your precinct.
Take a look at the photo. How did I used to look in my prime?
The man keeps winking at you with his green-gray eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. But the badge is new. You used an old photo for a new badge.
I'm a genius. I'm a genius cop. How old?
8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
And he's winking? Why?
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it does on you now.
I'm actually quite curious if the expression is more than just a little tongue-in-cheek, funny, like, introductory piece. I was thinking about that last session as well, just in the back of my mind, because we haven't checked in on it in a while, right? We haven't tried to stop doing it.
The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Name, Harrier Dubois, or Harrier Dubois? Is that one of those, the rare spoken H's in French?
Harrier, that's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't.
Interesting. But I don't want to be Harrier Dubois. I mean, I'm definitely not going to accept this name. Wait, what kind of name is Harrier? He said the H, so.
It's a wartime name.
Ooh.
Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times. Like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide.
Ironhide? Who names their kid Ironhide? Unless you're a Transformer. Why would you... I'm just imagining how many kids were born over the last 2 years with the name Ironhide. Also, Undying, that's just asking for trouble. I love this. Ironhide.
A name like armor.
But I don't want to be Harrier Dubois. No, my name is something fiery, gold and orange, right? It is a pretty cool name. What's like the word? Like its namesake. I like its namesake. It's a wartime name, revolutionary. I mean, Ironhide is a metal name, sure, but who actually names their child Ironhide? I wouldn't be surprised if it's out there. There's so many wild names out there that I guess I shouldn't be surprised about Ironhide. I just don't think of it as a as a kind of name a mother gives their child during troubled times. I guess I see it as like, yeah, I like metal music. I'm gonna call my kid something metal, which is cool. Go for it. Just the context of it was so funny. What do you guys think, chat? What do you guys think? Do we take this name on? Do we accept it, or do we hold out for a name that is of fiery gold and yellow, right? People did name their kids Khaleesi, and sure, they were full of regret at the end of that. Oh boy. It's also interesting because Khaleesi isn't her name. Khaleesi is her title. But I guess a lot of people, I don't know. It'd be like naming your son Prince or your daughter Princess, or it'd be like naming somebody King or Queen. Like that's like, I don't know. Are those names? Are those people's names? I haven't come across anybody like that. I don't want to say like that's not a person's name if it is more common than I realize. But calling someone Khaleesi, now obviously because it's a quote unquote foreign word, it loses some of that like strangeness, I guess, to me at least. But yeah, it's like, yeah, like calling your kid Daenerys makes more sense. That's the actual name. Khaleesi is just her title. But even then, don't do that. Don't do it until the show is done. You don't know how things are going to end up. And boy, did they end up somewhere that I'm sure those parents did not think they would. Bold to assume they knew it wasn't her name. Well, yeah, kind of. I'm being a little tongue in cheek about that, I guess. But yeah, no, exactly, exactly. It still persists a little. It's like calling your kid Genghis. Well, okay. So you say that. That's a good point. But you saying that reminds me. I guess Khan is a common last name, and Khan does mean. Like it's, I forget what language it is, but it does mean king in certain languages, right? But that's a last name, and a lot of last names are born from titles, like oh god, I can't think of an example, right? Well, like Genghis Khan or Genghis Khan, if you will, and so you have a line of Khans, and then in today's day and age, the name stays, but they're no longer Khans anymore, but they have the name because of the working title before, right? Game of Thrones sure ended. Yeah, it did. But yo, House of the Dragon, all I'm going to say is it's really good. And for the first time in a long time, I've been excited for like the time slot of a TV show that releases weekly. House of the Dragon is beautiful. But yeah, what do you guys think? Should I go with Harriet Dubois or should I not? I'm going to throw up a poll. Going to have a quick sip of water because I'm running out of water. Running out of water. Losing my voice. Running out of voice. English is failing me today. Name. Harriet Dubois. Whoops. Spelled that horribly wrong. Not Harriet Dubois. Go ahead and throw that out there. So that while I'm going on this tangent about naming people after TV show characters and titles, at least I'm collecting some info as well. I do need a sip of water, though I am losing my voice. Yeah, I'm so torn. I've been so reluctant to accept it, but I guess now I'm seeing my badge. It's the name I signed up for the police with. Doesn't mean it's my real name, you know. I used an old photo. Maybe I used a different name. That's an option. Oh, don't spoil anything for me, please, JT. I've not watched the latest episode of Rings or House of the Dragon, and even Andor. I've only watched one episode. I took a short break yesterday from everything, and I was like, okay, I gotta give it a chance. And you know, that first episode was fine. Much better than how Boba Fett opened. Jeez. I have to watch the other episodes before I can make a judgment call on it, but I liked how Andor started well enough, and I'm curious to see where it goes. Definitely the darkest I've seen Star Wars be, I would say. Yeah, definitely the darkest and like grimiest I've seen Star Wars be, without being all like, you know, weird edgelord kind of stuff. It's promising. It's promising. I've only seen episode 1, Josh, so hopefully 2 and 3 are good as well, and then hopefully the whole series is good, because I love what's his name, Diego Luna, right? I think he's great in like everything else he's in, except I felt like he was underutilized in Rogue One, so it's great to see him get his own TV show and really have a chance to shine. So I'm excited for Andor. I'm in Hamza. How's it going, buddy? Hey, no worries. You know, life happens. I hope everything's been okay. I understand you've been busy. Again, I hope whatever has been keeping you busy has at least been fun. But I'm glad you could join in today. I'm glad you've been able to watch the VODs as well. Glad to hear you've been enjoying it all. Wickles, I want to be Damon when you grow up. You mean Damon as in House of the Dragon Damon? Just want to make sure. Harrier is cool. I mean, when I see Harrier, I think about Harrier Jet, and Harrier Jets are very cool. It's a decent name. It's a decent name. You could be born a hobbit. What's wrong with being born a hobbit? They lead such chill lives. It might be our legal name. Doesn't have to be our real name. ROP is pretty good. HOTD has completely lost me. Really, Josh? That's interesting. So I'm kind of I'm the opposite. I am hooked on House of the Dragon. Rings of Power, it's been all right. I've been enjoying it for the most part. The two things I have issue with is sometimes the writing is a little like plodding. It's a little bit on the slower, like, not just, I'm fine with a well-paced, slower thing, but it feels a little boring at times, unfortunately. Still watching it, still enjoying it well enough. The other thing I don't like about Rings of Power is that it feels to be very melodramatic, in a fan service sort of a way. They'll have these like really awkward pauses and moments. It's like, people don't talk like this unless they're talking for the camera and they're trying to be dramatic. And those like unnatural moments really pull me out. Otherwise, I've been enjoying it quite a bit. It's very whimsical, obviously. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I've been spoiled by the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. Maybe I'm a much more melancholic person than I think I am. I'm not. I'm not melancholic. But there's something about the whimsy that doesn't always land with me. And my biggest issue with Andor so far as well has just been some of the whimsy. There's not so much of it, very little, so it's all right. But I think what's happened is just that every TV show and movie, every piece of pop culture these days, think they have to be like Guardians of the Galaxy. Even the MCU thinks it has to be like the Guardians of the Galaxy all the time. And I'm so tired of the quippiness and like every like dire moment has to be followed up with a joke like, oh, I'm sorry to hear your, best friend just died. Everyone's got to die sometime, right? It's like, now's not the time. And so like I think I've just grown very tired of that kind of like overly lighthearted thing, that even the slight bit of whimsy, the very suitable and fitting fantastical whimsy in Rings of Power, just like it just doesn't land with me. I still think it's beautiful. I think it has some really good things going for it. Some of the writing isn't the best, and some of the acting is all right at best. But I'm still watching it. I'm still enjoying it well enough to watch it every week. But with like House of the Dragon, I'm watching it religiously. So it's interesting to hear other people's perspectives, right? Because it's also subjective based on our own experiences and opinions and other things we've watched. They color our opinions. And I'm always curious to see how other folks think about or feel about things. Anyway, with that side ramble and rant done, my apologies to the VOD viewers who had to sit through that. We're going to call the vote completed. We're going to end the poll there. And you know what? A surprising result, but let's end it there. And as I do so, just want to mention really quickly, folks, we have almost 30 folks watching, but less than 15 likes, less than half of y'all hitting the like button. If you are enjoying the show, please don't hesitate to let me know. Hit the like button, and if you're watching the VOD, hit the like button and leave a comment down below. It does make a difference with regards to what I proceed with on the channel and what I keep going, slow down, speed up. Y'all have heard me say it countless times. I mean, if you're talking about Rings of Power, CJ, I would give it a shot. Give it a shot. Because, again, what you're hearing from me is a biased opinion. One of the biggest issues I find with social media in general is it's so easy to get other people's opinions before you even engage with a thing. And it's perfectly fair, obviously, if you're getting it from, like, a couple of sources here and there. But sometimes people will share their opinion without qualifying it, right? Hopefully I qualified my opinion well enough. You understand why I don't like the whimsy or why I find it a little... Hopefully I've done that well. I try to, at least at all times. I do it with video games, especially when I'm doing a review, but obviously an off-the-cuff conversation about a TV show, my biases come through sometimes without me even realizing it because I'm not writing a script out or anything, right? So do take everything I said about Rings of Power and House of the Dragon with a grain of salt and realize that you might love it. Again, like, for example, Thomas... literally said that they preferred, if I understood you correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, preferred Rings of Power over House of the Dragon. I keep wanting to say Heart of the Dragon, House of the Dragon, and I'm the opposite. It's so subjective, right? It's best to, like, especially if you already have the subscription service, just check it out. Take an hour out of a day sometime, sit down, give it a fair shot. If you hate it, you hate it. You don't have to watch it anymore. If you love it, then aren't you glad you gave it a shot and now you found a new show that you love, right? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. It's possible. Very possible. Measured is definitely a good way to describe Heart of the Dragon, House of the Dragon. It is heavy on the politicking. God, I love that stuff so much. Very, very Crusader Kings vibes. Anyway, back on topic now. So the poll is done, and it seems as though we are accepting Harrier Dubois as our name. I shall accept it, yes. Just double checking. Name is Harrier Dubois. 60% versus 39% for not. Cool, let's do it.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
Harrier Dubois. Fair enough. I want to try and pronounce it however the game pronounces it.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you officer when he's angry with you, and detective when he's not.
I almost prefer that in a way. It just feels like a more natural relationship, I guess.
The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information.
Alright, rank. LTN 2JFR, so Lieutenant something?
Lieutenant W. Freighter.
Oh, yeah, what is Lieutenant W. Freighter?
The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain.
I know that part.
It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I
Yeah.
am a lieutenant.
The other part, man. What is double ye freighter?
The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're double Freighter.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. Declined?
There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's decomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect.
I'm curious what my reason is.
And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank. In your case, lieutenant.
I think it's probably this. I think I just enjoy doing field work. I enjoy going out there and solving cases. Like, again, I feel like it's important to stress, we are we are an effective cop, right? We solve cases. We solve cases that other people can't solve. We are good at our job. So I think we just enjoy it, right? I think so.
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
What's a decomptage? I thought my rank was drunk. God.
Decomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol Citizens Militia. It means counting down to twos.
The countdown is modeled after the dual leadership system employed by the left during the revolution, which in turn was developed by last-century experimental psychologists in the University of Königstein.
The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, and then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kinks.
What kinks?
Kinks like satellite officers and the additionally a freighter rank I already explained.
Alright, I don't shame.
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
Oh, come on now. We're equals on this. How would Harrier Dubois feel about this? Wait, satellite officers? Or so you've been putting up with all my bullshit because I'm your superior? So you've been putting up with me because we're of the same rank? Or thanks for explaining all this, don't mention it. Yeah, do I want to change our dynamic by letting him know that I know that he knows that I'm his superior? But first, though, what are satellite officers?
You are given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite.
Oh, interesting. And also interesting. Well, thank you, Kim. Huh. So you've been putting up with my vote. God damn it. It's a tough one because it could intrinsically change our relationship. And I do quite like what it is right now. I don't want to... I want him to still be able to call me out on my nonsense every once in a while like he does, you know? So... Thanks for explaining all this. You think so you go with 2, Josh? So you've been putting up with me because we're the same rank? I guess that doesn't change that I'm his superior. 1 is kind of self-deprecating. Well, I see what you're saying, because it's like, oh, putting up with my bullshit. But I think every boss knows that there is some degree of bullshit to being somebody else's boss. You know what I mean? I suppose he would explain I'm his superior. Or I could let him explain how he sees our relationship, I suppose. Yeah, I'm definitely very impressionable with these things sometimes. Alright, okay, alright, fine. So you've been putting up with me because we're of the same rank. Is it about rank? No, you know what? I think I'm gonna go with 3. I, as in Harrier, does not want it to be about rank. We get along. We understand each other. You know what I mean? It's just, it's not a result of our work. It's a result of who we are as people. I think that's where my brain's at. That's where Harrier's brain is at. You know what I mean? I think so. Thanks for explaining all this. You might mention it anyway, but I like to believe I have at least one friend and partner, considering how people at my own precinct made fun of me. It came out all this way to make fun of me, made fun of me over the phone. It would be nice to have at least one person who has an iota of respect or understanding for me because of a reason that isn't just my my authority over them. Hey man, even superstars have, like, sad and dark aspects to them, right? So yeah, thanks for explaining all this.
My pleasure.
I thought my rank was drunk.
Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and this leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary.
I'm afraid there are no ex-alcoholics. But that's very dark and untrue. I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. No, thanks. That gives me hope. Look. I felt miserable. You don't have to be you don't have to look to destroy yourself as a part of being a superstar, right? That gives me hope.
Good.
Turn back to the document.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic, like a fly in amber. It reads.
Interesting point, AK Lacer. That's fine, but your relationship can't advance if you don't try to converse with him. Don't be afraid to test the waters. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. But I think deep down inside, Mr. Dubois here does not want to know that it's a matter of rank, right? We'll find other opportunities to poke and prod and test the waters, as you so eloquently put it, yeah. Rank only matters when you make a decision? How do you mean, CJ? Oh, like make a call. Right. Well, yes and no, right? Because in theory, somebody of a higher rank could like report you to an equal rank officer or whatever in your precinct and just make life harder for you. There are shitty people out there, right? And hopefully I'm not one. I mean, I am one in many ways, Harrier, but not in this way. Now, what is this serial? Rev 126205 Jam 41.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
Sounds about right. Is that my birth? No. Maybe? Date of issue 7th November, 50?
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant W. Freighter.
That's actually pretty recent.
A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
You're pretty sure you weren't doing well, but better? Probably yes.
Again, that photo is like 10 years old, right?
A lot can happen in 4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you. Of that you are sure.
In Precinct 41. I mean, I know what that means, but I'm just curious where this takes us.
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41. Like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor. A lot of asphalt. The 41st is...
What?
It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is.
Huh.
It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiaeva. Roberts, Feuerbach, Dimitri. Suddenly, names from your decomptage flash in your forebrain. He knew all those people, although they're not from his station. They must be big.
I want people to know my name, even though they're not from my station. I want that kind of superstardom.
And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him. Ask yourself.
Yo, Authority getting real serious right now.
The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
I feel like it could be an honor to work with me. I seem to have a decent career behind me, but let's put the badge away. And what else did I get? Did I get anything else there? Right, I got this jacket. What are we wearing right now? +1 esprit de corps and +1 shivers versus +1 esprit de corps and +1 visual calculus. Why don't we'll stick with esprit de corps and shivers for the time being, but when we have to go into detective mode, we will put on our commander's jacket for that extra visual calculus, I think. Right? Exactly, 6X Lord. I don't have to think about anything, Authority. I know it's an honor to work with us. What is this here? A bottle, drained of all its booze, is frozen to the ice. Can I not pick it up for, Ooh, nice, money. I'm in such a terrible state. 20 real, and 20 more. Oh, 55 more. We're getting there, almost able to afford our bill. What else is out over here? Looks like a big old nothing. Ooh, footsteps. Where did I go? Because surely I came out of this thing and these are my footprints, right? Footprints in the snow, they lead away from the accident. Alright. Ooh, what's this? The underside of the boat has recently been tarred. I know very little about boating, so I'm not sure why someone would tar the bottom of their boat. I assume it's to prevent the wood from rotting or something, but somebody who knows more than me can feel free to educate me there. Where would I head next? Where do these footprints go? They look like they went up. Let's see what's going on here. There's a boat tucked away underneath the tarp. Never could pronounce that word properly. Tarpaulin? Up this way, perhaps? Oh, this map is huge, isn't it? I don't know where those footprints went. Let's check the water first. Tar on wooden boats, waterproofing, and protection from decay. Alright, cool. That was my guess, but I wasn't 100% sure. The only other reason I could think of is an upside-down Viking funeral, I suppose. Ooh, we got people here. Quick travel unlocked to the fisherman's shacks. That's nice, actually. That could come in handy. How do I get up there? I don't know what that bottom word is. Yeah, I assume that's supposed to be French. Haven't seen the RCM around for ages. Well, we're here now. Well, and I had something over there. What are these doing in the fish? What do we have here? Ooh. Franco-Nigerian cavalry boots. +1 perception. What are these doing in here? And it's ironic that we were able to spot them, considering there's something that helps perception. What boots do we have on right now? Shoes, +1 composure, -1 savoir-faire. Our composure is pretty terrible. This helps with perception, which we have improved a little bit. Composure is 5. Oh, composure and perception are at the same point right now. I think it might be a good idea to have our perception be a little bit higher, because that's what helps us spot stuff, right? So sure, let's get these boots on. Good old calf-length cavalry boots. Mount that horse and ride into the night. The heel comes in handy too. It definitely makes you some good 5 centimeters taller, but could it be that it's also making you sharper, more perceptive to your surroundings now that you've gained a new perspective? Just like 5 centimeters of extra height. Prevents leaks and it's water repelling the tar. Gotcha. Oh, the leaks. Okay, interesting. Seals the space between the planks mostly. Interesting, yeah. The things you don't know, eh? Yeah, I had no idea that was a thing. This boat is floating freely in the water unmoored. Good for it. Be free. What do we have here? A little bit more money. Don't mind if I do. The planks creak beneath your weight, sorry. And I'm not planning on taking a dip anytime soon, but the ladder leads to a school of fish swimming in the kelp. It's like a vast nothingness up over there. Pull back. Could have a conversation with this person. It's not exactly why I'm here right now. Go ahead and take the plastic tear. They might have seen something, I guess. See what they're on about.
Hi, officer.
Oh, that's interesting. The Alberta, Canada oil sands were only found when an explorer noticed Native Americans using black sand to repair leaks and oil the bottom of their canoes. I didn't know that. I should perhaps have known that. That's very interesting. Huh. What do we have here? Lillian, the net picker. A woman in a raincoat stands on the quay considering an overturned boat. A sword in a scabbard hangs from her hip. Alright, instantly a badass.
Anything I can help you with?
As always, I am the lawbringer. Okay, that depends. Where are we exactly? Or I have questions. Questions? The first is, what's your name? No. As always, I am the lawbringer.
You've graduated to lawbringer now?
Damn right, Kim.
Men with authority have their quirks. Comes with never being second-guessed about anything.
Man, I keep forgetting that this game is ready to call you out at a moment's notice. God damn.
So what brings you here, lawbringer?
Bringing of the law, lawjaw, thought gained. Hang on a second, I got something to think about potentially. What is this? So for 2 hours and 55 minutes, it would give us reduced rhetoric because of a weird jaw. Okay, but hey, so little observation. It's all cool, man. Don't freak out. But every time you say "I am the law," and you say it a lot, it's basically hello for you. Your jaw does this weird thing. It sort of shifts sideways, hanging off your face at a jaunty angle, while the word law sounds oddly guttural and low. It's strange. You wouldn't notice it, but after saying the law 80,000 times, the question does come up. Why do you have Lawjaw? I'm so curious about this one. I'm so very curious about this one. The voice actress doing Lillian is the same one who does Joyce. Oh. I would not have been able to tell at all without that note. Yeah, the voice acting is brilliant in this game. It absolutely is. So what brings me here? Well, that depends. Where are we exactly?
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium.
Why?
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
That's kind of funny. So I've got questions. The first is, what's your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions. And that was actually the second one.
You're a genius, Lillian. I like you already. Sword, smart, doesn't take any shit. Gonna be a hard conversation, isn't it?
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts.
Oh, 6XL, you haven't seen that thought before? Huh. Interesting. Lawjaw, Sylvester Stallone joke. It's gotta be, right? It's obviously a, oh god, what's it called? Judge Dredd reference, right? I am the law. The law. Good movie. I like the old Judge Dredd movie, as campy as it was. Again, I liked it because it was campy. Oh, man.
Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
Yeah, so I'm looking for someone. Maybe you can help. Or I was asked to get your signature. I see. She's one of the people that Everard wants me to get the signature of. Okay, fair enough. What do you do around here? Or nice sword. Point at the saber on her hip. Does it come with a story? Yeah, come on. That's the first thing I noticed about her. How could you not ask? Does it come with a story?
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks, mostly.
Oh, boy. Hold on. Do you know how to use it? Or it is imposing. Oh, boy. Do I know how to use it? Or am I going to pretend and make an absolute fool of myself in trying to teach somebody something I don't even know? Yeah, it sounds like me. Hold on. Do you know how to use it?
Not really. I know some basic moves, and I know it sure as hell beats a knife when you're in a tough spot.
But not when you're in a tight spot.
Yeah, very true. It is imposing, yeah. Isn't that what guns are for?
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
Why do you need intimidation tactics?
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
Can I borrow that sword? Why don't more women arm themselves if it's so effective? Or so are all the men now dead? Now, can I borrow that sword?
No, I'm afraid
Yeah.
not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check. You would put me in an early grave.
Why don't more women arm themselves if it's so effective?
What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid and too dull for that. That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Like anyone falls for that.
Bro, this game sometimes. Swear to God. Like once a session. Except for the last week, I suppose, because it was a artificially shortened session. Once a session, it has a moment where it's just like, damn. Just, damn.
That does not go for real men. It does not go for you. Show her. Show her the wonder.
Jesus Christ.
Coach means the expression.
Oh God, behold, point to the expression on your face. I'm a proper man, believe me. Or true, most people I've met are scared. Alright, behold, point to the expression on my face. Her eyes meet yours and suddenly she starts laughing. It's hoarse, as if she hasn't laughed in a while. Do you like it?
Sure. It looks as if you could face down any horror in the world with that same unchanging grin. It's like a shield.
The traces of her laughter are still there, in her eyes, fading fast.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. But I felt like our option there, our pointing at her expression, was the most in character, I think, of the lot. Because we're not, we're not, yeah, the other two felt too extreme on either end. Like I'm a real man. That felt way too far on one end, and the, yeah, everything sucks and everyone's scared is a little too far on the other end, you know what I mean? So pointing at my face and being like, look at this, felt like the most in-character vibe. So where are all the men now?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Aw, damn. Made her laugh. Yeah, I guess I did make her laugh. I don't know if it was laughing with me or at me though. Don't know if they both work the same way, but I suppose it depends. Conversation is massively different if you come after removing the expression. Is it really? Oh man, I get so curious about these things. And Dudoc22, exactly. The truth bombs in this game sometimes just coming out of nowhere. Coming out of nowhere. God, all right. Yeah, I guess she was laughing both at me and with me. I suppose the way I said just check this out could have come across as a joke and entirely intentional. One of them I ended up marrying. Where's your husband now? Or wait, why? If they're thick-headed, well, they're not all thick-headed. She's not saying that. Where's your husband now?
Gone.
Oh, gone, coward. I would never leave anyone. Didn't we? Isn't that like a huge part of our backstory? He disappeared? Sounds like a missing persons case. I think he's dead, dude. But I guess I'm in cop mode. He disappeared? Sounds like a missing persons case.
It absolutely does not. We are not going to look for him.
Come on, Kim.
No. There's nothing to find. He's dead. Lost to the waves.
It's like, am I looking for a case here? He died? Was he murdered? Just so I can add more tally marks to my ledger. No, I'm not an entirely insensitive individual, right? Sometimes I've had a heart, I think. Well, that's bad. What happened?
Who knows? Maybe he fell over. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
Yeah, death is nothing. I shit on death. Or, you should have thrown yourself in the waves after him. Nod sagely, Jesus Christ. Time really is the best cure for sorrow, isn't it? Or, it's healthy to let go and move on. Gotta keep the wheels spinning. Really kind of more insightful than I would expect Arier to be. Yeah, death is nothing. I shit on death. That just sounds like Kuno, man. That just sounds like something Kuno would say. And that's why I'm like, I don't know if I want to say it. I'm not going to say 2. That's just wild. That's just wild. Advice for yourself. Oh, God. Yeah, is this a bit of introspection? Healthy to let go and move on. Got to keep the wheels spinning. Jeez, I didn't even think about it that way. Oh, my God. I think you might be right. Lack of heart is the least of Harry's problems, I would say. Yeah. I think he's got some heart. Time really is the best cure for sorrows. I'm torn between 3 and 4, actually. Superstars can be insightful, yeah. It's important to not be like one-dimensional about what it means to be a superstar, right? Like, just because we're a superstar doesn't mean we can't have a bit of heart, a bit of insight, or our more emotive and emotionally available moments. Let's call it that. Harry really is the one to talk about letting go. I really did let go myself, didn't I? Yeah. Death is nothing. I shit on death. I can't do Kuno's accent or voice. It's so like shrill, like high pitched. Very good voice. I'm gonna say it's healthy to let go and move on. Got to keep the wheels spinning, because I think that's what Harrier is trying to do. Whatever happened with that ex of his, I think that's why maybe that's why he's such a good cop, you know? Maybe that because he buries himself in his work and that's his escape and that's how he's trying to keep the wheels spinning, as it were. So I'm going to say, yeah, it's healthy to let go and move on. Got to keep the wheels spinning.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on.
God, that's depressing in its own way.
Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
She glances at the village where two little kids are playing with what looks like rocks.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. A heroic suggestion. 3% chance of success. Kim's presence makes it awkward and we don't know a good spot yet, so we have to explore the coast. This is 100% something this guy would do, so I'm going to be doing this, but not yet. Not yet, right? We should wait until we found a spot and maybe Kim's gone to bed. It gives us a few more things to do at night. And we should maybe get to know her a bit better. I'm not going to present her Everard's envelope. I'm pretty sure my intent there is to lie to Everard. I can't keep doing him favors. I'm not his, what's this called? His lapdog, right? I'm looking for someone maybe you can help. Oh, okay, not in a romantic sense. Weird timing to say that. But, what do you do around here? We're definitely going for this. Don't worry. We're definitely going to go for this. But I think we should find a good spot and make sure Kim's not around, because that is kind of really weird. What do you do around here?
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
Harrier very much the type to know how to recite advice that he himself doesn't follow 100%. He knows what he should be doing, but he can't get himself to do it. That's definitely a familiar vibe. Pick nets right now. I'm tarring a little skiff. What else?
I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Authentic Insular Indian cuisine.
Is that enough to make a living?
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
Interesting. What have you found?
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once.
Jesus.
Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious.
Mines. Mines. You need mines.
Drugs? I need info on this. Major narc. Point to myself. Yeah, that's why I need it. I need to know where these drugs are for the narking. I need to know about those human bodies. Ask about the mine. I gotta ask about the drugs. This place looks bad. Why don't you leave? Or enough about this place. I should ask about the drugs, right? Drugs is the way to go, right? You know, the sip of water over here. Because we got the was meth, right? We got the methamphetamines. We got the speed from Kuno and Kuno's dad, I guess, specifically. But that's not enough. It's only so many charges of drugs, and we could always use more drugs. Yeah, gonna go with the drugs. I need info on this. Major narc. Think about the character development. Get a mine instead. I think asking about the drugs is a very cop-like thing to do. Gives me a chance to make a decision about my habits. Whereas bodies, I mean, they're getting washed up. People die like her ex-husband did. That's not the term. Late husband did, right? Could be anything. I need info on these drugs. Major narc.
Don't have any. Those get cleaned out so fast even the local bums can only stand by and watch with watery mouths. Always by strangers too. Union folk don't stand this kind of stuff around here.
Fair enough. So I take it that's your skiff? Point at the overturned boat, the one she's tarring.
Sure is. The Sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
I was hoping some of these conversations would help improve our opportunities to suggest. I'm looking for someone. Maybe you can help.
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
I'm looking for a missing cryptozoologist.
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
People who look for animals mainstream scientists deny exist. Wow, what a loaded sentence. People who look for imaginary animals, or people who look for animals who are hard to find. What do I think? I mean, I just learned about the Pale, what, 2 sessions ago, 3 sessions ago? I feel like I feel like I know they're imaginary. When we were talking to the cryptozoologist's wife, we decided to humor her. We didn't say I believe her. We were humoring her while she's panicking about her missing husband. So I think we know the reality, or what we think is the reality, which is that these are imaginary animals. They're not hard to find. The mainstream scientists don't deny they exist. They state they don't exist. There's an undercurrent of wrongness here. So people who look for imaginary animals.
Aha! Like snowmen.
Snowmen? I haven't heard about those.
2 odd guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like.
Wait, the like?
Right. Not only snowmen, also green men, monkey men burning rhinos. You get the picture.
Oh, you're getting it. And it is gorgeous.
Where did they go?
I don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen?
Oh, that's it. I'm not looking for anyone else right now.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
North. Okay, further down the peninsula. Heading north. Okay. Not looking for someone else. I will take my shot. I will shoot my shot when the conditions are a bit better. It is awkward, especially having Kim there. The coast, hopefully we'll find a spot, but it's more about having Kim around. But we'll be seeing you. What is this?
Motorway south. The lone vector stretches in your mind's eye into the wild pale yonder, for an unimaginable distance, forgetting, until you can no longer remember anything. No cities, no mountains, no oceans, and finally, no vector. Nothing remains. A blank space with no point of reference, where only one type of motion is possible. The motion of a human throat, swallow in, and then it comes to you. To reach the end of the motorway south is to be unborn. You've had this thought before, while aimlessly wandering the streets of Jamrock. A lost piece of the man you were. A dark hope.
What does any of this mean? Again, the motorway south, correct me if I'm wrong, but if memory serves me correctly, the motorway south is a literal motorway that takes you like into the Pale, right? And through it and across it to access other parts of the world. But yeah, I will check the bonuses for sure. All intellect white checks are unlocked, and +1 Inland Empire, the swallowing motion. Well, that's cool. That's a straight up +1. So many of these things give you like the chance to increase your rank if you spend the skill points. This is just a flat upgrade, so that's good. And all intellect white checks have been unlocked as well. Cool. I don't know how many of those I have, but I could check. Conceptual measure heads. I don't think I ever want to do that one. Cargo container door rhetoric is impossible. I don't think I tried that one. Hang on a second. Why is this one not? Conceptualization is an intellect one. Why can I not do the backyard wall again? Have I been lied to? Oh, this scroll bar is broken though. Like I can't. I gotta scroll for it. Sealing. I forget which one this is. That one I can do. We didn't have too many intellect-based ones, but Again, backyard wall didn't even get unlocked, so that's weird. Strange. It is what it is. I really need to get out there and catch something, she says. Yeah, man. I will. Don't worry, I'll be back. I say. Easily. What do we have here? Money? Money, nice. What do we have here? Just exploring this town a little bit. You can't see into the house from this angle. Don't know if I want to step in there just quite yet. I want to go see what's on the other side of the beach. Get out of here. Spot the ramp. There it is. Go back. What do we have here? Oh. Don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. What is
Great
this?
news. The boat is big enough for a grown man like you to fit underneath it in a supine position.
Oh, hello. As in, I can sleep here? You can pull on the text to drag it up and down. Ah, that's good to know. Thanks for the heads up, Mad Dog. Damn, that would have been helpful. Ceiling is the merchant trucker. Ah, sorry. Yeah, thanks for the reminder. It's just there have been so many names and places and stuff. That one slipped my mind. Hang on now. Okay, hang on. Oh, yeah, great news. I found somewhere new to sleep. Yeah?
Huh?
It's kind of tempting. It's great. I said great news. I found somewhere to sleep. Point to the boat under this boat here. It'll be free. Or I could say I can pretty much finish the case from under the boat there. It's dry, weatherproof, and free of charge. Or I'm going to live under a boat now. I'm going to live under a boat now.
Self-pity is not what we need at this moment, officer.
That wasn't self-pity. I think it's pretty cool, actually.
I understand the situation looks grim, but we must continue with our investigation.
No, Kim, you're not hearing me. I think it's kind of cool, actually.
You have a home somewhere. All cops do. When this is done, you can return.
No, but I want to... I want to sleep under the... Hopefully I can come here when Kim's not around and I can just take a nap down there. Or was that like a misdirect? I'm not sure. Okay, I can barely see the darker parts of the screen. Give me a sec here, folks. I need to pull my blinds down because I can't see like a quarter of my screen right now. One sec, I'll be right back. Alright, took the blinds just a little too high up today. It's a nice bright sunny Friday here. So, literally didn't know where I was clicking even. What do we have here? Before I could even back away from going through that door, I went through that door. I can sleep there? Cool. Yeah. Save that money. We have so many other things we want to buy instead. I'm almost at 20 real, but I would like to spend it on, you know, my own things and my shenanigans. A cold breeze is enough to make the wall planks creak. Shoddy construction. What do we have here? Another postcard, Coal City 08. And, ooh, a bow knot for extra drama. Where does one wear a bow knot? Does it replace our shirt? And what is this now? This postcard depicts a forest of smokestacks releasing fat plumes of smoke into blue, cloudless sky. The tinge of age, the color of old teeth, gives it a sickly look. Written on the back is a single sentence repeated twice. I got out. I got out. No addressee. Damn. And the theater kid bow knot. You're sure that wearing this tie is a statement. You're not sure what kind of statement, though. Alright. Where does it go? Oh, instead of right at my neck. Duh. Inland Empire versus +2 drama. Oh, that's tough. Craignull says you cannot sleep under the boat. Josh Thompson says you can sleep there. Now I am torn in 2 different directions. Damn. Alright, well, it's good to know if we ever need to be able to lie, we can put the theater kid bow on. But for the time being, we'll keep the necktie on. Swapping clothes before engaging in activities is not foreign to us, that's for sure. What do we have here? Come on. Through the broken glass, dusty shelves, and a forgotten chair. It's an accurate depiction of what's inside. What do we have here? Some more plastic tear. You know what? We don't even need it as much anymore. Now we have a place to stay. I'm a homeowner now. More like a squatter, really, but close enough. I'll take it. And this is just stairs down, isn't it? It really is. Okay, cool. Pull back up this way. Keep exploring a little bit further. They said to explore the coast to find a nice place to take Lillian, so I guess I should come down this way a bit more. Because there was the other side that I didn't go to, right? Like up this way and over this way. Well, what about the swing setup over here? That's a nice place for a date. A swing set by a crashed $40,000 vehicle. Yeah, I'd have to leave Kim, I think, at the hotel, and then I can come sleep in the bed. I don't think he would let me sleep in the bed under the boat. I meant. We are not technically a hobo cop, but it's like a musician who lives out of their truck, you know. Or you watched School of Rock? If you haven't watched School of Rock, you should watch School of Rock. Fantastic movie. But Jack Black's character, right? He considers himself to be a superstar. Still lives with his friend and his girlfriend or wife, can't remember now. You know, superstars. They make do. Sometimes the going gets rough. Traffic beyond the gate. More abandoned, more lorries. Fair enough. The sign says no entry. Someone scribbled an inverted star on it. And what do we have here? I said, what do we have here? Oh, I guess I need my crowbar or something on there. John and... yeah. Ooh, Jamrock Biker Cop Sunnies. +1 empathy, -1 logic. Guess they make us look stupid. And so they make us act stupid. For taking your Harmal Ryu Supersonic out for a ride on the streets of Jamrock where your heart is buried. Feel the streets, my goodness. But -1 logic, leave the reason behind. Okay, interesting. What do we have here? Ooh, some magnesium. I could use, I think 3 morale is okay, is enough to get by on. So I think we're fine for now. Oh, I actually can't get in here. Oh, I should have explored this area first. Serves me right for chasing the tire tracks. Most stylish glasses, they seem pretty cool. Maxime, how's it going, buddy? Glad you can make it. Having a good Friday, I hope. Someone has broken down the fence and the barbed wire. Ooh, crime scene right now, Kim. He's investigating, I think. The swing is missing. No one's been here for a long time, except for the person that broke in, obviously. Take some of this money, and what is this now? The wind is called by the 4-story buildings around this yard. Oh, thought that was my electrochemistry kicking in, but I guess not. I do have myself another skill point as well. I just don't know where I'd spend it. Birds in the birch tree, barely audible coos come from above. And someone has left their music collection beneath the tree. Yes! Oh, I gotta find a sad tune, right? Smallest church in Saint Saint. Use interact button in church inspect the item. You bet I will. Because again, I gotta sing karaoke, but to sing karaoke, I need to find some music first. The tape you found from a shack on the coast. The A side has smallest church in Saint Saint written on it, while the B side is supposed to contain the instrumental version. It requires a boombox to play. The instrumental version? Why might one use that side?
There's no way to listen to the tape without a working tape player or portal-reel at hand.
We've got a tape player in our suite as well, right? In our hotel suite. So maybe I can check it out there.
But even just holding the tape makes you feel a little sad.
Good stuff.
A pawn shop would have a tape player.
We know where there's a pawn shop, but their boombox was really expensive, if I recall correctly. All right, we'll figure it out. Because now that we have a place to stay, we don't have to worry about making as much money anymore. First time across the river is right, Maxime. Yes, we just made it across the river, let's say at the end of the last stream. It was a premature one. It ended very quickly. And so today's session has basically been us exploring the opening area just across the river. Yeah, the canal, the river, whatever the right term is. What do we have here? Oh, some boombox money. All right, sounds good. Because we do need a boombox to do karaoke as well, right? Like do they provide a place to play your tape? I don't think so. It sounded like I needed to. Or was the boombox just so I could practice in privacy? Or with privacy?
Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing. The wind whistles through the skeleton of the small house behind you. There's desolation everywhere.
What happened here?
In this yard?
The lieutenant looks at the small building. A flock of gray swallows takes off in the distance.
He's assessing the situation. How long ago was it abandoned?
Need the boombox for karaoke and for practice? Okay, good, good, good.
Someone thought they could have a summer house in a bloc obscure. For cheap. It didn't work out. They abandoned it about a decade ago.
Wait, what's a bloc obscure?
A black bloc. A part of the city left unrenovated after the war. Or one that has fallen to gang violence. Or has become inhospitable in some other way.
On aerial photos, block obscures look like dark squares, hence their name.
So, this part of the coast is a bloc obscure?
Practically, it's not an official term in any way, but look around. No sewage, broken power lines, crime, drunks. Life is tough in the blocks. It's no place to build a summer house.
At least they left some old music behind. Tap on the tape you picked up. Or you're right, it's no place. Let's go. No, at least they left some old music behind. Tap on the tape I picked up.
Yes, and you picked it up because you're a post-apocalyptic scavenger who collects trash and magnesium blisters.
Listen, man. I do it just to get by, alright? I have no shame.
It's not meant as nagging, just an observation.
Okay, fair enough.
We should move. I don't think we will solve the murder with forays into the urban hinterland, at least in this phase of the investigation.
Hey man, you never know where someone's hiding out, or where a clue has flown off to, or where a police officer's vehicle has flown off to. So we've already come from here, right? We've investigated this area. Alright, cool. Now we can go further into the town. Harry is living his Fallout 3 fantasy. I was thinking the same thing. It's like, yeah, I don't mind the classification as a post-apocalyptic scavenger. That's actually kind of cool. So, works for me. Minijan says, I tried this game before the final cut. I must admit, I often fell asleep due to reading long texts. I can only play late at night after long working days. Does the narration relieve that issue? Okay, so as somebody who used to be in a very similar situation where I could only play video games super late at night, I'm very familiar with that. I'm somewhat familiar with that vibe. I've been there myself as well. I think the voice acting helps a tremendous deal. I will say at times, intentionally, the voice has that like almost soothing quality, and it goes on for a few paragraphs, and at those times it can definitely make you feel a little more tired. But it is much better than just having to read text block after text block after text block. Played a lot of CRPGs that didn't have voice acting when I would have to, like, I'd come home super late, eat food, and only sit down to play video games, and it'd be close to, like, bedtime already, and I would just pass out, and I wouldn't be able to get 5 minutes in. So I think I know at least where you're coming from there. I think having the voice acting helps a tremendous deal, except for the occasional voice, which is just, like, so soothing, and it kind of caresses your brain and lullabies you into a sleepy state. Otherwise, it's great. Otherwise, it's great. Personally, I read so fast that I often end up skipping the voice acting, says Maxime. I tend to do that, but because again we're on stream, I'm not doing that for this playthrough, obviously. But there's also something about the voice quality in this game that I do want to hear it. I wish I could put on those voices, you know, for when I'm doing like tabletop and stuff. It's just they're so nice. So there's an aesthetic pleasure to hearing the voice acting in this game for sure. So, long story short, I think it does make it better. There are a couple of voices though that are still they make you feel a little sleepy, you know. Sounds of life in the north. A washboard scrubs filth from fabric. Yeah, I would say definitely time to jump back in and enjoy it. I hope you have a good time. I hope well, hopefully, you know, work isn't treating you as harshly anymore that you have to that you only get to play late at night. But if that is still the case, I hope you're able to enjoy the game in its new state. The voice acting is brilliant. It's so nice to see they were able to go back and add that stuff in, because oh my goodness, I can't even imagine playing the game without it actually now. Cinder blocks, charred, a makeshift fire pit with magazines for lighting. And up over here, oh, what do we have here? The bushes are too thick and thorny to pass through. Fair enough, I wasn't going to try. Some coins here and there. Another window to look through. Allez-vous-en. White curtains have been drawn shut. No looking in. What's going on over here? Just taking a look at chat here real quick. Sorry, Ren, what's that with regards to? I find myself closing my eyes and only listening to the VA, so that's a risk. That is a risk. Yes, that is a risk. I obviously don't get to do that, I suppose, but that is certainly the vibe of the voices sometimes, especially. +1 to Kingdom of Conscience. I don't know what that is. I don't think I've seen that before. Tailored trousers in light brown, moderate in every aspect. They're absolutely unremarkable. In other words, perfect. Oh, they're moralist pants. Okay, gotcha. The Kingdom of Conscience, I guess. Conscience is, I guess, a moralist, like faction or group, for lack of a better word. You see dust-covered linens, dried tulips on a bed. Fair enough. Fair enough. Those name things are the names of the political quests, right? Yeah, I completely forgot. I don't know if I'd been introduced to that particular name just quite yet. I might have been, and it just slipped my mind. A wedding stone, well worn and covered in rust. Oh wait, we have a bench here. That'll probably be for sitting and passing time. There's stuff in here to check out. These are the kids that Lillian was talking about earlier. Old lady. And a couple people down over here. Homeless people, I assume. A little bit of money. Don't mind me. And over here we have construction material. Whoever planned to build this house left in a hurry. Unfortunate. Ooh, not so unfortunate. Don't mind if I do. Some clothes have dialogue when you put them on. I feel like that's a very pointed statement there about that particular thing I picked up. Minajan, yeah, I've been blessed with the most fantastic people in the community. It really is wonderful, isn't it? Nice to see the viewers of PE being as nice as PE himself. Thank you very much for the kind words about my own self as well. I appreciate it greatly. But yeah, I'm always just so happy to be able to say that I have such a fantastic community of fantastic people. It's why I keep talking about the Discord so much. It really is a fantastic place to hang out with some amazing people. A link is in the description down below. If you're not in the Discord, no pressure, but it's a great place to meet some amazing people. What is this now? Oh, hello. Oh, okay. Last here. I don't need to make money selling bottles anymore. Like I said, I'm a homeowner now. I'm a landowner. Okay, let's see. Doctors are idiots, buddy boy. Oh boy, what conversation am I about to get into over here after I pick up this money? Ah, God, who do I engage with? Don't call Abigail, he says.
Don't call Abigail.
I didn't know what to expect, but it definitely wasn't that. Also, his name is Don't Call Abigail. All right. Don't Call Abigail grumbles an unshaven man with a ruddy nose. He narrows his eyes at you as if in recognition, then turns his head away. Oh, no. Hey, Wickle's coming in with the links in chat as well. Thank you very much. Our necktie is voice acted. Yeah, we did we have a conversation with a necktie? Or am I thinking about a conversation about taking the necktie down from the fan? I can't remember now.
The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail!
I am the law. No. Who is Abigail?
Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
Why shouldn't I call Abigail?
He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer.
He's gonna spit in my face or something, isn't he? This isn't gonna be pleasant. Alright, I'll lean in.
Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
Who are you? What's your name?
Don't call Abigail.
Yo, this is a troubled individual. Tell me about your friends.
Don't you fucking call her. Hear me? Abigail?
Hey, I'm on an important. No, I'm not gonna say that. This guy's far gone. You know what? All right, I'm gonna walk away. Now, where am I? What is this place?
The man hiccups, then mumbles
Oh.
something unintelligible.
Oh, he changed his tune. I'm gonna walk away.
I'm cold. There we go.
Jeez, it's us. Okay, we did talk to our necktie then. Okay, yeah, I remember that was like one of the first things we did, right? Don't call Abigail. Jeez. Okay. Do you guys know what's up?
Hey, tequila.
A 30-something man clad in a two-piece lycra, trademark lycra, tracksuit puts down his pilsner and extends his hand in greeting. His name is Idiot Doom Spiral. Very
Good
well.
to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
I guess I've spoken to him before. Shake his hand.
So what's happening?
He picks up his beer. Wait, tequila?
Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
Yeah, we've definitely spoken to this guy before.
Good. These people know your true name. Looks like it has preceded you, Mr. Sunset. More on that later.
Not too hot. I'm on a 50-year losing streak. Reality, it makes me aggressively sad. Don't know. People tell me I'm a cop. I'm getting used to that. Or I've re-entered reality to conquer it, to bend it to my will. I am the law. Yeah.
That's the spirit. I used to shape reality into my image a long time ago. Those days are over now.
He looks at his shit-stained lycra jacket with a grim expression. I can only think of lycra because that's a real-world brand, so that's the only way I can read it, even though it's written differently.
Sadly, things aren't going that well in Idiot Doom Spiral Land. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
What is going on? What do you guys do around here?
We are saving the world.
He looks at his comrades.
Please. Please don't go. Don't go.
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now, it's a pirate's life for me.
Isn't a tequila sunset an orange and yellow, like, cocktail? Am I mistaken? Not familiar with it, but if I named a cocktail tequila sunset, it would probably be an orange and yellow fiery cocktail. You know, not literally fiery, like I wouldn't set it on fire. Might be. What is a tequila sunset? You keep saying it.
It's you. Your Tequila Sunset.
I knew we had a better name. How do you know this?
We've met before. Don't you remember?
Not at all, buddy.
No, you sure don't.
Nope.
Aha. Do you want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be?
Tequila sunrise is the real world drink. Didn't know that. I don't think I've ever had one, but that sounds a lot more familiar. I do want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be, yes.
Tequila Sunset. Something ominous there.
For some reason, the name Tequila fills me with foreboding. Maybe I shouldn't learn what it means, or go ahead. Nah. Gotta face our fears head on, right? Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Let me take a sip to moisten up my cords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday, and by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
All right. I can get behind this. I like this so far. Wait, did we meet on Friday?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting.
He takes another sip, then continues.
You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get pissed drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
All right.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
Please, continue.
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Oh no.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Naturally.
Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will. Followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs.
Do I owe these guys my life?
The time hath come!
Oh no.
So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, "The time hath come for tequila sunset, the end of all things."
Every word I said was true. Tequila Sunset will break the looms of reality. Say nothing, it's more dignified that way, or oh god, what happened next? No, every word I said was true. Tequila Sunset will break the looms of reality.
Yeah, looms. Why not? Then you jammed the pedal and plowed right off the jetty and through the ice.
I did that afterwards. Why? I could have... Wait, so did I successfully jump the canal and then crash myself after waiting for it? What? Why would I do such a thing?
Your hands cramp on the steering levers.
We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep.
I love the juxtaposition of looking at chat and seeing Wickle say superstar shit right there, 6X Lord saying power move right there, AK Lacer, you failed successfully, Josh Thompson, why? Because you're a superstar, and Maxime going, the man, the myth, the legend, Tequila Sunset. Meanwhile, the game is going, when we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying.
Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
Tequila Sunset, huh? That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
How long did we party for?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women.
Oh god, no.
How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
Yo, Kim, come on, man. I'm already being torn down by these strangers. Yeah, geez, yikes. I'm going to start using the term crossing the event horizon when I talk about somebody getting too far drunk. That's actually I like that turn of phrase quite a lot. Did I tell you anything specific about the person that fucked me? Did I mention losing anything else? Did I say anything about my colleagues? Did I say anything about the case? Did we talk about politics? Or did you get a read on what kind of cop I was? No, did I tell you anything specific about that person that fucked me?
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
Oh boy. Is this my ex or is this something else?
Please, don't open that door.
Oh, geez. We're taking a lot of damage in this conversation.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail!
Oh my goodness.
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
Yeah, be a good guess. Did I mention losing anything else?
Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy.
Man.
In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one.
Yeah, I'm aware. Did I say anything about my colleagues?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
So is this conversation the result of the decisions we've made so far, or is this conversation like background? Like is this always the same no matter who you've played as? Right? Like if I was less of a superstar egomaniac, would I still have the same conversation? Do I still feel the same way about my colleagues? I assume so. I guess that's possible. But most of it is background? Okay, gotcha. Definitely still working through some shit. Oh yeah, 100%. Most of it's background. It changes some details based on how you played. Oh, okay. So like just finer details, but overall, I guess we don't really care for our colleagues and things like that is a set thing.
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
I'm always the star of the show, baby. Did I say anything about the case? Did we talk about politics or... Yeah, did you get a read on what kind of cop I was? I feel like I'm a little self-conscious right about now.
You kept calling yourself a goddamn superstar who'd cleared 501 cases.
So a good cop, then.
As you've already determined, the actual number is just over 200. But what's a little embellishment between friends?
No thanks to the squares at the precinct, as you put it.
Did I say anything about the case?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
Oh, man, I hope this doesn't hurt Kim's feelings.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
They go solo or they lose their partners? Like, there's a difference. Did we talk about politics?
Yeah, you kept talking about how the coal mine owners were fucking us all over, just like that woman fucked you. I didn't agree with you, by the way. The spectral hand of the market makes sure everyone gets exactly what they deserve.
That's an interesting way of looking at it. Oh, it reminds me... Him sipping a beer while saying that reminds me of this horrendous marketing poster that's been making the rounds in Toronto lately. I forget which beer it's for, but it's for a beer. And the tagline is, if I remember correctly, life tastes better when you earn it. Something like that, something along those lines. And I get what they were going for, but given the rather shit circumstances in the world these last couple of years, especially with like the whole conversation about people resigning from work and inflation and all that stuff, life tastes better when you earn it. Makes it sound like you have to earn the right to just live life. And like, I don't know, maybe I'm not the only one who reads it that way, because myself and a handful of my friends as well, we all see it that way. It's just such a poorly thought out line. Also, what the hell does it mean, life tastes better when you earn it? What? It was just such a weird... Anyway, this line here makes me think about that, just because of the beer as well as what he has to say. But either way, I don't need to hear anymore. Thank you very much.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
Smart man. You seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability. Want to tell me another one sometime?
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum.
I mean, Isn't being a storyteller rather nice? No, actually, I've heard enough stories for a lifetime. They S-U-C-K. Goodbye, leave. Nah. Yeah, want to tell me how you became Idiot Doom Spiral? I'm kind of curious. And exactly the Grimner. That sure is a billboard. It's weird. I think I have a photo of it somewhere on my phone, and I'll share it. I'll throw it out there at some point. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, what the heck? What are you saying? Life tastes better when you earn it. Jesus Christ. Like, I don't think that was the intent. You know what I mean? But like, way to not think things through. And I know exactly the kind of conversation that happened. It's like, oh, that line's brilliant, you know, because it means this, that, all these vagaries, and you pitch it to the client, and the client is sold what it is meant to mean without having a chance to sit down and go, well, hang on a second, that kind of sounds like you're saying people that don't earn their lives. It's so earn your life, Jesus. Anyways, I'm not going to go off on a tangent there, because that tell me about how you became the Idiot Doom Spiral.
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
Maybe.
You might get scammed here.
I think I will get scammed here. I have a feeling that this is going to cost me a lot.
No, the reality of the situation requires a rather modest contribution. A little motivational package.
What do you need?
Booze. Did you already forget our party? The thing I relayed to you earlier. So, have you got anything for good old Idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me.
I don't think so. I'm not going to enable this man's alcoholism, not at the cost of my own, but I don't want to give you any of my alcohol. I might have more use for it. Got the special strike brew the Union uses. Got some sweet Commodore Red, or I don't have any on me right now. See no reason to lie. No, I don't want to give you any of my alcohol. I might have more use for it.
That very well might be the case, but looking at you, I can say with great confidence that I needed more.
Look, I'll think about that. I don't think I want to supply him booze. Any booze I find is for me. Could you and your pal sign this document? He's not one of the people I need signing this document, right? Is getting random people to sign this now? Great to see chat weigh in on that billboard, right? It's weird, right? It's kind of weird, isn't it? You have to earn the right to live. It's not something you're born with, and you're owed from all humans in the world. In the words of Boris Vian, I'm not familiar with that name. I don't have to earn my life. It's the one thing I already have. Wiggles, earn my life. I didn't ask to be here. Yeah, it's just such a weird. It throws me off. I think about that billboard often. And one might say, well, you know, the billboard has you talking about it, so it's effective marketing, except it's not, because you know what I don't remember? I don't remember which brand it was associated with. So, terrible marketing, because not only has it got me talking about it in a negative light, but I also don't remember what the actual brand was. So it's not like I'm saying, oh yeah, I saw a such and such ad, and it said, etc., etc. Nope. No clue. Can't remember. This would be the trick of art, I assume. You do need signatures on it. Yeah, I need signatures. But not theirs, right? Yeah. It would be really unfortunate for Everard if the signatures didn't match. Does he know what names he's looking for? And yeah, exactly, Wickles. Same here. It's like, if that's what you want to align with, then I don't align with your product. It's that simple. To trick Everard, you falsify the signatures. Okay. Because if asking them to sign would be helping him. Well, does it really help him? It helps. It convinces him we got them signed, but when the time comes to actually do the work, those signatures aren't real. But at the same time, who cares? How do I put it? Who in the bureaucracy will care about the signatures not being the right ones? Because in a world like this of Disco Elysium, and in our real world, I can totally see someone going, I don't care, I've got a signature next to your name, and the person who had their signature forged being like, that's not my signature, and the person doing the work, the bureaucrat, the foreman, whatever it might be, being like, look, sir, ma'am, I see a signature next to your name, as far as I know, you've signed it, get out of the way. You know, like, let's be real, that's how things go down in the real world all the time, and I wouldn't be surprised if Disco Elysium is like that as well. So even if we falsify the signatures, we are, I think, enabling what Everard is trying to do, and I think the option is there if we don't want to, because the people who haven't signed are resistant to signing. So if Everard doesn't know that they have been falsified, he's got, what's it called? Like, he's a step removed, he can feign ignorance. Well, he would truly be ignorant of the real situation, and we still end up helping him because the people who actually need to sign it are resistant to signing it. So I don't think we'd have him sign it, right? Everard doesn't immediately verify anything. True. These guys would be legit signatures. But wasn't it just 2 signatures he's missing? I did inspect the document, but now I can't remember if it said something specific. I could check it before I ask him to sign that. I can always come back to do it. I'll be seeing you, buddy.
You too, Tequila Sunset.
Tequila Sunset's not a bad superstar name. All right, let's take a look at this thing. Where are we? And what else is in here? Did I pick something new up? I don't think so. Items. Or is it under interact? Note from the fridge. White envelope.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum.
So I did take a look at the zoning plan and how it would displace everybody over here. So I put the document back in the envelope. I haven't actually read it, I guess. What? Oh, if I wanted to forge it. Put the documents back in the envelope. I could forge them myself. I could get falsified signatures, even though these guys might be legit. I'm not 100% sure. We can check that when the time comes. But for the time being, I'm not going to get signatures on it. I don't want the situation to get worse for the people around here, right? So if falsified signatures do the same thing as actual signatures, then I wouldn't want them falsified, right? Inside, you hear the cozy sound of some kind of heater sputtering. We'll get in there in a second. These are not the legal residents of the village. The signatures he needs are of 2 women, one of which you already met. That's what I remembered. Yeah. I vaguely remembered it being 2 very specific people. I couldn't remember they were both women, or one was a woman, one was a man. But Lillian was one of the women. I can't remember the other name, but it sounds like these guys would be, fake signatures in case Lillian and the other person were, like, resistant, you know? Oh, it's locked. Fair enough. Let's talk to this old lady and the kids. Wonder how Lillian would feel about me talking to her kids. The street sign is illegible below the graffito. Who are you? The woman next to a bucket of clothes hums an odd melody. Her eyes are closed.
You're not sure about the melody, but it might be South Samaran, possibly Sigayan, also known as the apricot sujunti.
Give me a second over here, folks. I'll be right back. I need to check on something really quickly. My apologies, but 1 second, please. Alright, sorry about that. I heard what sounded like an altercation happening outside, and I wanted to check if there was a situation. But no, it's nothing. It's a bunch of, like, school kids having a school kid argument. It sounded like it was escalating, and I was like, do I need to make a phone call or stick my head out? But no, everything's fine. That stuff worries me. Right. Yeah, they've gone quiet. Yeah, I always get nervous about that kind of stuff. I never want to be the type of person that, like, knows something is going down and then does nothing about it. I never like that. So I needed to check in. I couldn't couldn't just sit around while I could hear it going down outside. But turns out it was nothing. Fair enough.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please
Welcome
lean
to the
in
fishing
closer.
village. She opens her
I
eyes.
have
Please lean in closer.
cataracts.
Oh. Oh, sorry. My headphones decided to act up there. I thought there was no voice there for a moment.
Then how does she know you're here?
If you can't see, then how did you know I was here? Lean forward. Cataracts doesn't make her completely blind. She just has fuzzy vision. Lean forward.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Dudek says, if any signatures were okay, Everett would just forge them himself or get other people to sign it for him. No, but if he knows that he broke the law, he has no, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, if he doesn't know the law was broken in getting those signatures, he can say, like, I wasn't responsible for getting those signatures. I didn't forge it. He wouldn't be committing perjury when he denies doing those things, because for all intents and purposes, he wouldn't know. He wouldn't know that they were forged. He wasn't the one who forged them. He didn't commit fraud. He asked somebody for help, a police officer no less. The police officer went, got the signatures, came back. Now, if those signatures are falsified, then you got to investigate this police officer instead. Yeah, Everett is a criminal, but he's a smart criminal. He doesn't do anything directly. He doesn't get his own hands dirty. This is a pre-RICO world, right? We're in a world right now where the mob bosses don't get their hands dirty so that they don't go to jail. The people that actually do the killing and the forgery and this, that, and the other thing, they're the ones who go to jail. But because in the real world, what we have now, and it's a relatively, I guess, recent development, not like 2000s, older than that, but for all intents and purposes, relatively recent development, are like RICO laws. And I don't even know if they exist across the world or only in specific countries, but they're basically like, if you were telling people to do something, if you were getting people to do something illegal for you, you are also culpable. Whereas before the RICO laws, that wasn't the case. It was, you have to have committed the crime to serve the time. Whereas now it's like, if you asked for the crime to be committed, or if the crime was committed on your behest or at your behest, then you are also responsible for the crime itself. So Everard cannot falsify the signatures himself, because then he is committing the crime. But if I commit the crime for him, he's fine. He's safe. I committed the crime at that point. It doesn't apply to him. So that's probably why he doesn't want to do it himself. But that means Everett wouldn't implicate himself with fake signatures, but they're still fake and non-binding. And that's where I get to my second part, which my second like half of the consideration, which is that, does the bureaucracy actually care that they're not the actual signatures, right? Like, if the foreman is there with his what's it called, with his like huge like digging machine, right, and uprooting houses, and somebody comes up and says, "What the hell are you doing? That's my house." The foreman says, "You signed this piece of paper," and the person who owns the house goes, "No, I didn't. That's not my signature." And the foreman says, "I don't know. I see your signature next to your I see a signature next to your name, and people higher up than me told me I'm good to do this, so you're gonna have to take it up with them." By then, it's already too late. You know what I mean? It's a dark world we live in, and Disco Elysium's world is somehow darker. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the situation with the signatures. Anyway, we're cops, we're hellraisers, click, click, bang, bang. Jesus, gonna give this woman a heart attack. Well, he said, we're cops, we don't want to cause trouble. We take care of trouble. Click, click, bang, bang. Jesus.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
Not me personally, I imagine. What kind of ill omen are we talking about?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
Wait, I've been here before? I don't think it's actually me.
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another. Locked himself in that woodshed over there.
Points to the building behind her.
He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
If I'm considered an ill omen, why hasn't anyone told me that?
Maybe they are afraid.
Why?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here, as long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then, because that's the kind of fishing village we've built.
Sounds kind of sweet in its own way.
I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage, and not a lot of houses, or a lot of people. My kids are long gone, searching for treasure. So are others.
Every time a motor carriage gets brought up. Man.
Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Tell me more about yourself. Who exactly are you here?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
Don't know. Which one do I go with? Tequila Sunset or Lieutenant W. Freighter Harrier Dubois? I think it depends on who I'm speaking to. And for this old lady, I think being my lieutenant self is the right call. Yeah.
Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
Well, thank you.
She's got a couple of ranks herself. Honored chief and so on.
Oh, I guess she's the other person whose signature we needed. What's further down the coast? I'm not about to displace this old lady and Lily. No, I can't get those papers signed. What's further down the coast?
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
Why is it abandoned?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
Maxime, so earlier in today's stream, we actually investigated the car and came across our badge. Yes. That happened at the beginning of the stream. Right after we crossed the canal, that was the first thing we tackled. Glad you got the parking taken care of. Goddamn.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
I assume this is the church I've been hearing not so much about. Nothing's been spoiled, but a church has been brought up as an interesting thing to investigate. So I guess this is that church.
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
What else is on down coast?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
Anything else of note? I'm not gonna be like, well, which one is it then? Apartments or electrical plant? Like, give her a break, right? Anything else of note?
Of note? The old fish market up on the boardwalk, but it's closed.
Okay. We want to come to a fish market here? I mean, that's it? There's got to be more along the coast.
What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End.
No. I was just asking. I was genuinely just curious.
Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible. And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
Where could someone stay around here? What's in this fishing village? Or I was asked for a signature. Goodbye, I'm off. Let's head off. I'm curious to explore the coast. Gotta find a place to ask Lillian out to, I guess. Oh, you know what I realized? No, I guess I couldn't open this even with the crowbar in my hand, which makes me realize I have the crowbar in my hand still. Very intimidating. Put that away before we go to talk to the kids. God damn. So hard to navigate these streams without spoiling stuff, especially since one may or may not come into certain things by very different orders. Yeah, I will say, like, everyone's done a fantastic job of it. I'm also pretty good at, like, realizing when a sentence is about to lead to a spoiler, and then I stop reading it. But yeah, it is difficult to navigate spoilers for a game like this, which has so many angles of approach, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it. What are these kids up to?
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old.
It'll be nice to meet a child whose face I don't want to punch in, right?
The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
You must be Lillian's twins.
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
Explains the other one, tongue still lolling out of his mouth. Lillian's twin, Lillian's other twin. I love it. I already said that.
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well. Wow, so intellectually stimulating. The stone kicking isn't even of very high caliber. Anyone can do that.
Children are stupid. You guys look identical.
The stone kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
Yeah, I said that.
The boy doesn't answer.